So, yo, what's good, guys? So I'm gonna do a quick trade recap about today's price action. I'm gonna go a little bit of details on what was price doing and why we reversed on the previous day high. So let's say you come and at the charts around 9:15. As always, you come here when this kind of fall. So you wanna see what was price doing before. Before, price was respecting what? A 5 minute BC. If the 5 minute BC is get and remember the 50 minute BC. If the 50 minute BC is getting respect and it's on the high time frame, you can't expect price to continue higher to where? To the low resistance liquidity, to the new week opening gap that was here. So you want to see, okay, how price reacts to this new week opening gap? Because if price reacts to it and we don't use this as a resistance, price is looking for lower prices. But you want to say, okay, what did price do at 9:30? At 9:30 also, so that's why, what do I say on my calls? On my calls, I say, if you do have manipulation before 9:30, 5, 10 minutes before, you will see a displacement happen at 9:30 open. That's what it did, because at 9:25, you do have internal manipulation, retracement into the wicks, into the BC, displacement happening at 9:30. So right now, as I do say, my top price is always going to be what does price do from 9:30 to 9:45. So from 9:30, we open, we displace higher. I want to see what is price going to do at this week opening up. It is displaced through with speed and efficiency. So what is the nearest zone liquidity? The nearest zone liquidity is the previous day high, the 4 hour CB, that's here. So you want to see the CB that are like just above our liquidity level. They are really good because they're literally sometimes price is not going to look for this liquidity level, but it's going to look for the CB above it. Like, I don't know why this does happen, but it happens a lot of times. So we do see the displacement around 9:40, no, 9:39. We do see what? The retracement into the 4 hour CB. From the 4 hour CB, we want to see how does price reacts to the 4 hour CB. Because if price is bullish, what is price going to do? Use this as an inverted fair value gap. From the inverted fair value gap, from the previous day high sweep, from the previous day high SMT, what is price mostly gonna look for? Just let me just list all the confluences I saw before we in the trade. So we do have, so we do have one is 9:30 displacement higher, previous day high sweep. Two is previous day high SMT. The second one is previous day high SMT. The third one is for our CB retracement. The fourth one is new week opening gap inversion. So you just gotta use like new week opening gaps as like inverted free levels to be honest on the higher time frame. So we do have full confluence. If the dual line the price is looking, no, three confluences that's telling us the price wants to go lower. This is the only confluence that supports the price should go bullish. The new week opening gap inversion. So we do see now this was a volume imbalance, my bad. So we do see that from the rebalance into the 4 hour CB, the only way that we know that price is going to drop lower is after we disrespect this BC. Because let's say if price respects this BC, we do see this kind of closure, but we do see minute displacement. What is price doing? So we do see this kind of closure right now. So we're gonna ask yourself, what is price doing right now? Price is respecting the BC. You do see displacement above it. You do see the inversion of this 1 minute CB that someone teaches us, the confirmation of the value gap. We do see that CB getting validated from 9:31 to 9:40. This kind of close up here. We can expect price to continue higher, maybe to higher prices to this 1 hour CB here. But price did not do that because right now, you want to see that after an SMT, high type of SMT, you want to see, okay, and we do have a lot of bullish preparedness like this on the side. You want to see, okay, how, like, on what P the rate price is displacing from? What P the rate are we respecting right now? And from what P the rate are we seeing displacement and speedy reaction? Right now, you want to ask yourself, okay, at 9:41, what P the rate are we respecting? the CB or the BC. The CB. From the CB, we do make an inversion of the fair value gap. And price, just a month for open, does what? We do retrace into the inverted fair value gap and the CB. So right now, just let me list what the 930 do. 930 opens, displays higher, make a high time frame manipulation, high time frame retracement, inverted 1 minute BC. We are looking to see price to rebalance lower to this BC downside around 933, 932. This price has to go lower, then go higher. Rebalance first, then go higher. So price from the previous SMT, you gotta see that from high time frame manipulation, price is going to look for going to look for 50% of the range if you are in a what? If you are in a continuation sequence, or we're going to see the opposite liquidity level uh, getting targeted. So you want to see that from the previous AISMT, we're most likely going to see either a rebalance into the 50% of the range here, or we're going to see if you do not see like here, if you do see this displacement candle for the 50%, price is most likely there is a like hyper like high chance like 70% the price is most likely going to go lower to this liquidity level. That's why from high type manipulation, even on like lower time frame, price is either going to retrace to the 50% of the range and then continue higher from in this case. Like if from this candle, if price was in a continuation sequence, just let me roll this one for a little bit. You would have seen this to be honest, this one. You do see kind of closure, we do see this kind of displays immediately higher. You want to see that in the macro when you enter, you don't want to see chop. You want to see displacement immediately. Like really, you want to see displacement happening 1 2 minutes. You want to see your TP hit to be honest. That's how you know that 3 points is the key to be in and out. You enter at 950, you're in at 952. That's how easy it is to get 30 points to be honest. So we do have we're looking for speed and efficiency. Just let me go back there. So we do have all these confluences on our side. Now we're gonna see, okay, what is price going showing me at the inverter of value gap? From the inverter of value gap, we do see displacement, we do see a speedy candle, and we do have a change in set of delivery on the lower time frame here. From the change in set of delivery, I want to see price to continue low because yeah, this is good confirmation. But is this enough? No, yeah. The best confirmation for me would have been what? At the break of this swing low. Because you want to see that from a CB, the most valid entry is going to be the displacement candle here or the market structure shift. This one is valid, but you want to see that, but it is really late. Why not enter here when price is breaking through the swing lows? Why not? Because you're scared. We want to see that if you're fearful in the markets, you're going to lose. So that's why we do see CB retracement. We do see the market such a shift happening. Price is looking to retrace lower. You want to see that? What is the probability of price going to this VC? It's like 90% to be honest, because price really did not give any kind of retracement before going higher. So that's why you see optimal entry was at 945, 946. My entry was low. My entry was really difficult to be honest, because from this from the BC, you do see what? Retracement into the CB. That's why, like if you pay attention to my course, what do I say? Clean BC, when the narrative is bearish, they're going to offer a retracement higher to go lower again. I entered here at so my bad from the retracement higher. That's why from the CB here at 949, you gotta ask yourself, what PD rate are we respecting right now, the BC or the CB? That's how you know the price is gonna go lower or higher. From the high time manipulation, you do see that the bearish PD rates are getting respected, not the bullish one. That's how you know that you're going to catch a short position right now because we've seen the displacement from 949 949 from the CB. You do see that this BC acted as a retracement for price to go higher, engineer liquidity, because below this swing low, what is there? Liquidity. There is liquidity there. We do see a 949. We do see a nice respect of the CB. If you do see a nice respect of the CB, what is price mostly gonna do? Is most likely gonna look for the 50% of this BC and from this lower BC. I expect the price to go even lower just because the manipulation was really high time. You just gotta ask yourself, from this manipulation, price is gonna look for most likely this low or this low. In this case, we met this low, and just immediately reverse higher. But you gotta see that right now, like you guys gotta have this imprinted in your mind. And talk to yourself, you gotta ask yourself, what PWA is price respecting right now? Is it bearish or bullish? Because right now at 949, price was respecting the bearish the CB, the bearish fair value gap. I entered at the break of the week low. Because I know that at the break of the week low here, and when we did break the low of the 949 candle, price is giving its speed to go lower. I think my stop was like around 30. I really don't remember, but it was something like that. I will go for 1 to 1. That's it. You go for this. Why? Because you go for 1 to 1, 34 is you can either target here. But let's say you're more experienced, you could go for 50%, 40 points, or 50 points. You can still get both of them. You're gonna see the okay. Why should price from this VC not retrace on you, take you out maybe, retrace into CV? You go break even just because you're an emotional fuck. You go break even here. You do see what the price retraces higher into break even, take you out. That's why accepting risk is key. Because you gotta see that when you look for big moves, you gotta be willing to accept the risk always. Because right now you are looking for 50 points. You gotta see that if price goes 3 points in profits, price could easily go on break even, go so close to your stop loss like 0.25 points and could still hit the TP. You gotta be open to accept the risk always. That's how you know that you can catch bigger moves if you know how to accept the risk. But that's it. This was my entry. It was based off the respect of the CB. I recognized that the BC acted as a retracement. So the BC sent price higher to go lower again because the CB was getting respected. I do see this. You're gonna see the okay. This phrase. This phrase. Wait for the 1 minute displacement candle after manipulation or retracement. In this case, the displacement candle happened from what? From a retracement of what period? Of a CB. The, the displacement did not happen from a BC. If from this BC, we immediately, from these two candles, the 949 price closed something like this, then I would have known the price was looking for higher, like something like this, okay? I see the price was looking for higher prices. The candle closed bullish like this. Then you could anticipate price to go higher. But right now, what Peter Way is price displacing from? From the CB, price is displacing away from it. This is true confirmation. The displacement from what? Manipulation or retreat. Like for manipulation or retreat. Just let me give you an example. From the SMT at the previous day high and the sweep of liquidity of the previous day high and the 4 hour CB retracement, how do you know that price is going to reverse? You don't know yet. You wait for what? For the displacement candle to happen. Because let's say, okay, right now, do you see right now the price is going to reverse? No. Here, no. You have no confirmation. You don't know if price is going to continue or reverse until you wait for the displacement candle happening from either a retracement in continuation sequence most of the time or manipulation. You are gonna wait for displacement candle from these two type of signatures, the retracement and manipulation. If you wait for the 1 minute displacement candle, that's it. You have like 100% win like every month, to be honest. But that's it. Like, do you guys see? Like, this is how to do it because right now, displacement happen. Let's go here, okay? Displacement happen from the 1 minute from before our CB 14. It is displacement. We want to wait a little bit more, but let's go to the next candle here. The next candle, what do we see? My bad, just let me hide my whites. So at the next candle, what do we see? From the SMT, sweep of liquidity, and 4 hour CB, we do see the displacement happening. You're gonna see that a manipulation is valid most of the time, and we do see disrespect of the PDWA at the left. So why was the SMT at the previous high valid? Like why was the 4-hour CB retracement valid? Just because we have the inversion of the bullish fair value gap. If this bullish fair value gap was holding, then the bearish manipulation was not valid yet. Because manipulation are valid only if you see displacement happening from them and or like you really don't have to see them every day. Or you see the version of a fair value gap at the left side of the chart. So your narrative is bullish. You see displacement being to the upside. You most likely are going to see a CB getting disrespected. Either the normal CB or the CB that someone teaches. Either of the two, you're going to see it getting disrespected. Macro time, displacement happens and you enter. That's it. That's literally what I did today. CB retracement. I wait for the 1 minute displacement candle. I waited for speed. That's why. Do you see right now? My TP was hitting how many minutes? 1 and 2. This is 30 points, and you're gonna see them in 1 minute candle. I was literally so close to my TP, and the candle close here. You're gonna see that in one candle, my, my trade was literally at 25 points in tape pocket. I could have closed that for a 5K day, but I hold it for 30 points. That's it. I got my TP here. That's it. You gotta see that. If displacement, so just let me show you narrative, displacement, and speed has to be on your side. But you gotta talk to yourself like I do, candle by candle. Just let me tell you, just let me go through how I talk to myself, candle by candle. So I do see a 930 will displace higher. I want to see how price runs to this new week opening gap. At 931, we week into it, we have no displacement lower, but we do have a big push higher. So right now at 933, price has already displaced 100 points. So right now, after displacing 100 points, I am automatically anticipating a continuation sequence to happen. If you do not take out this June liquidity, we're gonna see that the June liquidity has already been met at 938. At 938, I do see there's some T4 make a previous day high, the simple liquidity and the 4-hour CB retracement. So now, okay, I do see the 930 candle retraces, we close into it, and we start displacing lower at 940. At 940, I'm not really sure what price was to do because price is still respecting the BC. At 941, I do have proper confirmation that price wants to go lower because from the SMT, from the manipulation from the CB rebalance, you do have displacement for it. You do have the water fair value gap, and now I want to wait for optimal time. That's why you can enter here. I could take an entry here, but it is a macro. No, so this is just breaking my rules right now. So let me. So I'm gonna wait for macro. 941 does nothing. 943 gives me a weekly retracement. So right now on 943 from this candle, I want to see displacement to the downside. I want to enter from the displacement happening from the retracement into the CB. I want to wait for it. Okay. I see retracement into the CB. We do see displacement. I do see displacement. 945. Yeah, that's good. But let me enter when the candle is displacing away with speed and efficiency. I do see the candle open immediately in 5-10 seconds. Price is already down here. Let me go short. I do see the market as a shift. Let me put my stop loss above there. About this week high. Let me target, I don't know, a 1 to 1. That's it. Go in and out. 3 points. If I 3 points, you're in and out. That's it. So at 946, so let's say I missed my edge, okay. So at 946, I missed my edge, so I was just waiting, okay. At 946, I do see retracement into the BC. I do see that we do have a lot of BCC to the downside. And from the manipulation, I am still expecting price to retrace into the 50% of the range. The price is not meet yet. So now I want to see from the BC retracement, I want to see how price is behaving after the retracement in the BC. So at 947, I do see the week. This is a big week from the BC. I want to see how price reacts to it. 948 candle does literally nothing. It just accumulate. 949 candle is a tell because price did this on the 50-second time frame. The candle open, we displace higher, we retrace into it, and we immediately displace. So right now, this is telling me the speed is on my side, displacement is on my side. I want to wait for the proper confirmation. This entry could be valid, but I took the entry there because I know that if price takes the week of a candle, the speed and efficiency, and the narrative is aligning with it, I can expect price to go lower. and I'm still expecting price to retrace 50% into the BC below. That's it, 30 points. And gee, really, you gotta talk to yourself like you are crazy to be honest, like you're crazy in your mind. Because right now, even talking to myself, you guys gotta see that 9:14, 9:45, 9:46 was the best entry. Because I'm just gonna show you, like this is a lecture, okay, but I'm gonna show you how the market moves to be honest. So the market is going to move something like this is the four times like of how market moves. You go higher, you trace it to the BC, we respect it, and we do see displacement away from it. Your entry is going to be from the displacement candle or the market structure shift here, stop loss below there, 1 to 1, 3 points, whatever you want, you target it. And let me go for bearish example. Listen, I'll see that price is displacing lower. Joint liquidity is this, let's say this is a daily BC. I do see a CB retracement. If the joint liquidity is still lower, I'm expecting what? Displacement to the downside. I do see a retracement higher. I want to see the displacement happen from here. Because most of the time, there is a BC at the left. I want to see how is price behaving at the P rate at the left. Do we see displacement through it? That's it. That's my entry. Because I am anticipating speed. That's what from the vertical value gap is really where you reduce your retracement. You enter on the speed and displacement from what? From the retracement in the CB. Here the entry was valid, but you gotta see that the price could easily just go to the upside like this. Like immediately take you out. That's why you wait for the displacement inversion of the BC. Your entry, from this entry, you went from 2, 3 confluences to like 7, 8 confluences to build like let's see target something like this. 1 to 1, stop us above that. That's it. Clean it out. This entry is like 90% to be honest, like 90% of probability of this hitting your TP. This is like 60%, 70% to be honest. And this is like 90, even 100%. And you guys gotta see that most of your entry have no reason to hit your stop loss. Like really, 100% is guaranteed that they will hit your TP. But that's just because on what are based on the displacement and the speed that happens. Because most of the time, your entries are aligning with the speed and displacement that are respecting and aligning with the narrative. That's why you win displacement from manipulation retracement aligning with narrative. So just let me tell you the other two keys, like how market moves. So we do have, let's say we do have a, like today, previous day high. On the previous day high, we want to wait for the displacement to happen. Displacement through what? Through a BC. If you do see displacement for BC, you want to see that displacement happen. Is the displacement with speed and efficiency? Is the displacement is with speed and efficiency in 1, 2 candles? You gotta see that the speed and efficiency is price doing what it needs to do in 1, 2 candles. Price disrespected the BC in 1, 2 candles. Done it? We do see a week into the vertical value gap displacement. That's it. This is in bearish scenarios because I said that this was the thinking. We do see SMT liquidity sweep previously high. You do see the inversion of the fair value gap. You guys gotta see that if price is not respecting the BC, the bullish fair value gap, right now price is in the reversal sequence. You guys gotta see that. If you may feel a little bit doubtful or what, like I really don't know what to do at the BC. Wait, displacement is happening. Retracement. Wait for the 1 minute displacement count to tell you. You do see in 20 seconds the price is displacement with speed and efficiency. I say that in 20 seconds, the candle is already here. Enter there because we do have what? A market such a shift as well. If you enter there, you can either put your stop loss above the BC or above the wick, above the wick is a little bit too high. I would say probably above the BC, like above the vertical value that is happening 1 to 1. Within the 50% of this range, you go for the whole liquidity level. So that's how to treat reversals. You wait for the manipulation to happen and you wait for the displacement to happen. That's it, guys. Displacement from either retracement into a BC or CB or reversal from a manipulation. And you always gotta wait for the displacement invalidating a PD rate at the left side of the chart. So in this case, it was a BC. On the bullish side, it was a CB. So I'm not going to do the bullish today because you guys already know it. So that's how you know. Like today was I wasn't even confused, but if you guys know, if you guys backed us enough, the thing was really easy. But that's it. So I'm just going to end the group call. No, not the group call. The recording. So I couldn't record the call just because I had to go somewhere in the morning. So no, don't worry. I'm gonna do Tuesday and Wednesday. A really, really good course. Don't worry, don't worry. I got you guys. So see you tomorrow.